Public education is a huge opportunity because I believe in life, influence is the greatest currency that you can have. And public education raises the next generation. And I feel incredibly privileged to be influencing generation after generation, not just for academic purposes, but also for social and emotional learning purposes, to help kids understand how to be great husbands and how to be great wives and how to love their kids well and how to have a great work ethic, how to get what they want out of life.
Community in public schools is extremely important. I feel like that's one of the most special things about a public school. You know, here in Branson, my favorite thing about being the head football coach of the Branson Pirates is the community of Branson. The support that I feel, the excitement on a Friday night, them being here. There are so many times, you know, the list is endless of, you know, I reach out to somebody in the community and say, hey, I need a meal for my team, or I need this for a player can't afford cleats and we need it, and that need is filled like that. And you know, Branson High School or just any public school is an extension of the community, and I think that's what makes it special.
My grandfather was a teacher, a math teacher, and then a principal and then superintendent. His daughter, my mom, math teacher. Now I am a theater teacher, which my dad was a theater teacher, and I can just picture that trickling down forever because we're born with that passion to want to help others, and it takes special people to become teachers, and it does have a lasting effect on others.
From kindergarten to 8th grade, I personally attended a private school, and then when I was a freshman in high school, I attended public school for the first time, so talk about it was very different. The biggest difference between private and public school, there were people that were not like me, which at that point in my life was really good for me to experience. Kind of broadened my horizon to a much more diverse population, and also provided me with opportunities to become more involved in activities that weren't offered at my school. Where the public school that I attended offered dual credit classes and you know, a lot of academic opportunities that would not have been available at the private school I attended. And I also think, you know, in reflection as an adult, it caused me kind of to really value putting my children in a place where it's not a classroom of people that are all completely alike them. The public education classroom is a really safe place for kids to be able to see that it's okay for other people to have different opinions.
I think it's very important for children to be in public education so they can get that exposure, how to communicate with one another, how to work as a group, how to be involved and get along. And I think public schools do an excellent job at digging in and preparing students for after high school.
Public school or public education is my dream job. I love coming to school every day and watching the students grow and learn and become leaders. I really believe that our job is preparing students to become future leaders in our community and the world, and I love being a part of their life. I make learning fun in my classroom. I will do whatever it takes to reach my students. I build connections. I really feel that the top thing about being a teacher is to build connections with your students and make it to where they want to come to school and make it fun. And I also work with students at their level. I begin at their level, and then we grow. And then, you know, just by teaching them, working with them, they grow in their learning, and they feel confident, and they love coming to school.
This is my public 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 school.
Chick-fil-A on the way. There you go. How you been? Good. Nice looking camper you got there.
Little. We like it. We gotta get it up.
Oh, really? Where'd you get it, dude? That's where I bought my two from.
Really?
What do they say?
Yeah. They give us
Can't beat that. The boys over there?
Freshman boys.
What are your JV boys?
After the next game when the varsity girls are playing.
So confusing.
This has been a monotonous game.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Yeah.
I'm starting to get to about 25 even.
Job, Queen. Job, Queen. Good girl. Job, McQueen.
Foul on the Bulldogs. Number 22, Kenneth Ellison. Her first, team 8, and that puts Queen at the line. Should be 2.
Hey, be smart defense.
And that concludes the junior varsity game. Branson 42, Carroll Junction 25.
Just start bringing all your old crap out. Are the boys playing? Yeah. Where at? Home? Good. You know that drive too far. Yeah.
Accompanied by her parents, Billy and Amy Bernhardy, let's welcome Jenna Bernhardy. After graduation, Jenna plans on going to college to study exercise science. Her favorite memories as a sweetheart are all of the pre-performance prayer circles and group hugs. Accompanied by her parents, Doug and Christina Dandini, let's welcome Kylie Dandini. Kylie plans on attending the University of Her favorite memory as a sweetheart was the first time the team performed Welcome to the Jungle on the field. Accompanied by her mother, Shasta Kennan Mahoney, and stepdad Sean Mahoney, and brother Ethan Kennan, let's welcome McKaylee Kennan. After graduating, McKaylee plans on attending college and being part of their dance team. Her favorite memory as a sweetheart is our Christmas party and spending time with the team. And accompanied by her mother, Michelle Harley, let's welcome Katie Youngblood. Katie will begin her journey with the TAPS program in LA this fall to further her performing career. Her favorite memory as a sweetheart would be all the fun out on the bus rides to and from competitions. Thank you, ladies, for being leaders and examples of what being a sweetheart on our team stands for. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2022 Branson High School Sweethearts Dance Team Seniors.
Pirates playing host to Carl Junction. Scott McCauley here with you. Glad to have you on board on BulwarkSports.com, plus through BransonPirates.net, as we're getting set for a full night of basketball. In fact, this is going to kind of be the norm for us and Branson. The home stretch of the season, is the final 3 home dates we're covering are all what they call super nights. So we'll have girls and boys doubleheaders starting with this one tonight. This also means that there's freshman JV games happening both here in the main gym plus in the auxiliary gymnasium. And here in the main gym, the Branson JV girls won earlier over Carl Junction 42-25. The boys game, the freshman game next door in the auxiliary gym, was a big win for the Branson boys. Now, in an honest analysis of this situation, I think it's fair to say that this may be the toughest game of the night when it comes to a Pirate victory. Carl Junction comes in 18-6. Brad Shorter's ball club, consistently one of the best teams in the area. Branson, however, is on a 3-game winning streak. They've won their last 3, including road wins at Neosho and Carthage, an overtime win on Tuesday, and in between a home win here last Saturday against Walnut Grove. So when you look at it, certainly a game that Branson's going to look to see where they're at and see how they can compete against a very good team. And again, just 2 more games left in the regular season after this one before they open play against the home team at the Class 5 district at Marshfield next weekend. Branson Lady Pirates are 12-10 under head coach Kip Boo. Their starting lineup is the 5'6" senior Chloe Grimm, along with 6'0" senior Shelby Heil, the 5'4" junior Ellie Haney, the 5'8" junior Hadley Houston, and the 5'4" senior Rachel Riveras. Brad Shorter and the Carl Junction Lady Bulldogs will have Destiny Burgee, who is a 5'8" junior. Allie Shorter is a 5'7" junior. Ellie Lawson, a 5'6" senior. Kylie Scott is a 6'1" sophomore. And Chloe Burke is a 5'6" junior. Again, a lot going on here. The Branson School Foundation had their pasta dinner fundraiser, which I was lucky enough to enjoy some of that before getting underway tonight. Again, state wrestling going on. That's where some of the folks and administrators are. That's going on this weekend, not only involving Branson, but other wrestlers in the region. And of course, just the games we got going on in the gymnasium. I tell you what, busy day and night here on Bulwark Sports, as we've got 2 doubleheaders in a single game tonight, and another 2 doubleheaders and 2 other games tomorrow. So the Bulwark online airwaves will be very busy. And again, BulwarkSports.com is your source for live sports in the Lakes region. Listen to coverage to area schools from the Ozarks Dynacom team of sportscasters, as well as coverage produced by PrairiePubSports.com. More information at BulwarkSports.com. And don't forget to like us on Facebook. First of 2 here tonight, Branson and Carl Junction. Branson dressed in their home white with red trim uniforms, and basically the opposite, Carl Junction in their red with white trim uniform. Shelby Heil and Kylie Scott will take to the center circle right on top of the Pirate flag with the sword, and it will be Carl Junction wins the opening tip-off, and we are underway. And again, also airing tonight with our partners from the Branson Media Club and BransonPirate.net. Branson gets a steal, but then Riveras falls down, comes back to Carl Junction, into the basket. Shot blocked by Heil. It goes out of bounds, as after the ball kind of flung around for a second, Burgee got it and had a shot, but Heil blocked it out of bounds. Grimm was there, but even if she touches it, she's going to be out of bounds, so she just lets the ball go out of bounds, and it will be Carl Junction ball. No score just into this one here at Branson, the first of 2. Posting up inside, Scott. She'll get the shot high off the glass. Kylie Scott puts the Lady Bulldogs on the board first. And in the first 40 seconds of the first quarter, Haney has it as Carl Junction looks like they're zoning it up here, a little 2-3 zone. Heil has it in the lane, kicks it back out to Riveras, bounces it to Grimm. Grimm around the perimeter, bounce outside. Here's a shot for 3. Houston knocks it down for long range. And so Hadley Houston will give Branson their first lead of the night at 3-2. So each team on the board in the first minute of this one. CJ quickly down at the other end of the court. Shorter passes it on the baseline. Scott shoots an air ball. Rivera gets the rebound for Branson. Lady Pirates on the run across the timeline. Now in the corner, Houston back out to Grimm. Gets it to Haney, left high post. Haney goes to the basket. Was off bounds, so she threw it up. That was easily blocked. And it's Carl Junction with the rebound down at the other end. Baseline jumper will be up, and we're rolling in and out, no good. Battle for the rebound is won by Carl Junction, but then the ball thrown right from Kylie Scott to Chloe Grimm for Branson. And Grimm on the run the other way, gets it over to Heil. Heil kicks it out to Haney. Haney over to Houston. And Branson will set up shot now. 6:12 to go, or 6:10 to go first quarter. And long cross-court pass. And Chloe Grimm, don't know if she just missed the ball because it went right over her shoulder out of bounds as she was trying to get it across the timeline. Good Branson defense here as they go in the corner to Chloe Burke. Branson, though, collapses on the low post as she tries to feed the ball in there. Hadley Houston is going to leave the lineup. She looks like she might be injured as she comes out. So Taylor Foster, the sophomore, will come in for her. 6 minutes even to go first quarter. Here's a three that's up and good.
Three-point basket number 23, Destiny Berge.
Berge has her first basket of the game. She is one of Carl Junction's top scorers. She had a huge game in the Lady Bulldog win over Joplin the other night, and now Carl Junction gets a steal just as they get the lead back at 5-3, and Berge looking for more. Gets tied up by Foster inside, and that'll be a held ball. And alternate possession gives it to Branson. Anna Birch is the first substitute for Carl Junction tonight as she will come into the lineup for Lawson. 5:37 to go here first quarter. It is 5-3 Lady Bulldogs. Glad to have you with us tonight on MoarkSports.com as well as BransonPirates.net as we're on the home stretch. In fact, districts for Branson will get underway a week from tomorrow. A lot of basketball to get in and maybe more winter weather to deal with next week. We'll chat a little bit about that as we go through tonight. Branson gets the ball back after Lady Bulldogs kick it out of bounds. Grimm to trigger the inbounds. Gets it right at midcourt to Haney, who then gets it back to Grimm, and Chloe will set things up. Heil gets it back to Grimm. Kicks it outside to Haney in the corner. This is Foster to the basket. She takes that big stride of hers, and Carl Junction actually partially blocked the ball, and I think Foster actually hit it trying to force it around the defense, and it goes out of bounds off of her, and it belongs to Carl Junction. Leading at 5-3. Birch on the baseline. Kicks it up top to Scott. Scott to the free throw line right side. Will now go to Berge. Berge crossover dribble. Looks, no look pass, and she intended it on the sideline for Shorter and ended up throwing it to Kip Boo instead, the Branson coach, as he was able to pop out of the way, but big news for Branson. Turnover and a chance to tie the game here. Foster feeds Heil. Heil trips over a Carl Junction player, and then that player saves the ball going 2 rows into the stand. That was Destiny Berge. Now Branson back on defense, trailing by 2, and here's Scott, avoids 2 defenders and gets the layup. Scott convinced the Branson defense she was going to kick it outside to Berge, and when they committed in the air, she just spun right around and took advantage of the wide lane to the basket. 7-3 Carl Junction. Grimm has to fight off 2 defenders. Now Haney has it in the corner, kicks it to Foster. Foster tries to go outside to Riveros. Grimm steals the ball back after it was stolen by Carl Junction. Now we'll have another held ball on the rebound, and it will go back to Carl Junction on the alternate possession. 4:08 to go opening quarter, 7-3. Carl Junction in front. Doubleheader night here at Branson on what they call the Super Night. Here is a baseline jump shot, and Berge's going to be hit as she shoots. She misses, but Haney gets called for the foul, and Berge will head to the line. The regular season schedule finale is Tuesday night against Willard. That's a doubleheader. But most of you probably know there's actually an added game next week because of the snowstorm that hit in early February that wiped out the Branson-Webb City doubleheader that was scheduled that night here. That will now be made up next Thursday, but lo and behold, Guess what? Yes, there's more snow and maybe frozen precipitation in the forecast next Wednesday and Thursday, so we'll have to see how that comes out. Berge makes both free throws. It's 9-3 Carl Junction as the Lady Bulldogs on a 7-0 run here after Branson had a brief 3-2 lead. 3:50 to go first quarter. Haney to the basket, in the lane. Her shot blocked by Scott. Scott had the height advantage and was able to knock the ball away easily. Here's Carl Junction on the run. Grimm nearly steals the ball away. It was knocked out of bounds and will stay with the Lady Bulldogs. Desi Williams, a freshman in the ball game for Carl Junction right now. One of the substitutes for Brad Shorter's ball club. She has the ball, throws cross court. Heil with a nice defensive play as they were trying to hit Berge on the right side. And she knocks it out of bounds and will stay Carl Junction ball. 3:36 to go opening quarter. Berge has it. Back to the front court. Over to Shorter. Shorter now launches a pass into the corner, and Williams' three is going to be an air ball, but Berge was alone for the rebound. Ball was taken away and then picked back up by Carl Junction, but on the shot, and I think that was Williams that was trying to take the shot. She took an extra step. And the ball goes back to Branson. 9-3 Carl Junction, 3:15 to go opening quarter. Grimm gives it over to Riveros. Back over to Grimm, bounces it. There's Haney. Grimm to the baseline. Foster goes for the reverse layup, and it's going to be blocked, but this is a foul by Kylie Scott, and that will send sophomore Foster to the line. Taylor Foster has been a key player off the bench for Branson this year, and came in early when Houston may have got hurt a little bit. She's out of the game, but Foster's come in and picked up the first of 2 free throws. That ends the 7-0 run for Carl Junction. Speaking of Hadley Houston, she is now back in the ball game. She'll take Rivero's spot. So with Foster and Houston, line up a little bigger with this setup. Foster misses the second free throw. Carl Junction with a rebound, leading 9-4. 3 minutes even to go first quarter. Shorter in the front court, goes to the corner to Berge. Berge launches the three, which is no good. Follow up by Williams is no good, but Desi Williams is heading to the free throw line, and she'll have a couple free throws coming up.
Also number 15, Heather Houston, her first personal foul. Team foul number 2. Desi Williams, the line, 2-2.
Williams, the freshman, gets fouled by Houston, and now heads to the line to try to cash in on a couple of free throws, and she'll get the first one. Burke back in for Carl Junction. As she returns to the lineup. Also returning to the lineup is Ellie Lawson. Williams got the second free throw, but it won't count as she stepped on the line before the ball got to the rim. So that will give it back to Branson. Trailing 10-4, 2:45 to go here opening quarter. Grimm across midcourt to Haney. And Grimm will play catch for a moment. Grimm now will try the right side. That's Joanna Landsman, who also has just checked in the ball game. Grimm gets it back, goes to the basket, and gets her first points of the game. Grimm cuts the Carl Junction lead to 4. 2:25 to go here opening quarter. Pass into the corner. Kind of into no man's land. It was tipped for a moment by Lawson, but then picked up by Haney for Branson. Ellie gets it across midcourt. Over to Grimm. Landsman has it in the corner, back to Grimm. Grimm to the basket, kicks it outside. Haney crossover dribble, bounces it inside, nice pass. Grimm can't finish the layup. She gets the rebound and is going to be fouled. Grimm's just determination that time and perseverance paid off. Now we'll get her to the free throw line. Some good passing inside for Branson. Grimm a little bit out of position, but Birch helped her out with the foul, so Chloe's going to get a couple free throws, but she misses the first off the back rim. Talking briefly with Kip Boo before the ball game, and says especially with this team, defense is very, very key. Some good players. Sometimes offense is a little slow, but really thrives on the defense, and Grimm, the defensive leader, and she helps with Heil make a steal there after the second miss. And Branson gets another opportunity, 10-6 the score. Houston over to Grimm. Carl Junction picking up the defensive pressure a little bit. Haney triple team, kicks it in the corner to a wide open player. That shot no good by Landsman and boarded by Berge for Carl Junction. Down court it goes, avoiding a defender. And then it's Williams eventually getting the basket, who's going to be fouled on the layup. Burke got it underneath. And then saw Desi Williams make a move to the basket. And once she got the ball, went up for the shot and drew the foul on Landsman. Williams, who went 1 of 2 at the line a moment ago, is now 1 of 3 as she misses the first. Officially, she made both shots, but was called for a lane violation on the second one. Misses the first one here outright. One more on the way for the freshman. She does knock this one down. 11-6, Carl Junction lead 5, and 90 seconds to go. Opening quarter, high pass by Grimm through the hands of Riveros, and here's a steal for Carl Junction, but then Grimm gets it right back from Berge for the layup. That's exactly what we were talking about for Chloe Grimm. She is a ball hawk when it comes to trying to get the steal, and that Berge is one of their better players, in fact, one of the better players in the area, and Grimm was able to pick her pocket that time and get the steal and the layup. Outside, here's Berge trying to answer for a 3, and she'll drain it down. 8 for Berge, and the lead pops right back to 6 for Carl Junction, 14-8. 55 seconds to go opening quarter. Bears almost travels, but gets the ball away in time, and then gets it back from Grimm, and now Chloe will take it and set up things. She tried to throw it to Houston. Pass was a little late. Houston nearly gets it back. Carl Junction eventually does get it back, and just as Berge gets a hold of it, a timeout called by Carl Junction. 14-8 with 43 seconds to go. With such little time in the quarter, we'll go ahead and keep it here for this timeout as Carl Junction will set something up. Arrow does favor Branson. We mentioned a lot of basketball. Harrison is playing in the 4A1 conference tournament down in Pea Ridge, and both are playing in the semifinals. In fact, the girls' game should be wrapped up. We'll try to track a few scores down. And the way they do it in Arkansas, they're in a conference tournament, but where they are now, both teams will play in a regional at Farmington next week. Reed Spring, of course, all the schools in Missouri are still in regular season, but that ends tomorrow, as a lot of the Class 1, 2, and 3 schools will start district. That includes the Blue Eye Lady Bulldogs, who are the top seed in, like 3 or 4, maybe even 5 district championships. I think it's 4 district championships in a row will start defense of that district tomorrow over in Billings. We'll finish that thought here in a bit. Carl Junction with the ball right now into the basket. Kylie Scott has a shot blocked by Heil, gets it to Houston. 30 seconds to go in the quarter. That's the second block of the game for Branson. Second bling block, both of them by Heil. Bounce pass to Heil, kick out to Houston. Houston to the basket, has her pocket picked on the way in, and now Berge to the other end. Grimm tries to stop her, and she does a little move to get around Grimm, and Berge now with 10 points, and Carl Junction up to an 8-point lead with 8 seconds to go in the quarter. Their biggest of the game as we get ready for the second quarter. Riveros one-hander short, and at the end of the first quarter, it is Carl Junction 16 and Branson 8. 16-8, Carl Junction at the end of one. Second quarter on the way next. We'll continue with Branson Lady Pirate basketball, presented by Central Bank and College of the Ozarks for MoarkSports.com.
At Central Bank, we turn possibilities into realities.
Bulldogs lead the Lady Pirates. Carl Junction 16, Branson 8. Scott McCauley here with you on BulldogSports.com, plus through BransonPirates.net. Here is Foster, baseline Branson, gets it back outside to Landsman. Heil, Grimm, and Riveras, the lineup for Branson starting the second quarter. Foster on the baseline, out to Landsman. Gets it to Grimm. Grimm under the basket, tries an underhanded layup. This time Scott avoids the contact. And Grimm cannot get the shot off. Carl Junction with the ball. Williams has it in the corner, tries to bounce it outside. Carl Junction tried to save the ball after it was tipped. I think if Berge doesn't touch that ball, that's probably going to go back to Carl Junction, but a lot of times you get in that motion, you just don't know for sure, so you go after it anyway. This time Branson will be the benefactor and get the ball back trailing by 8. Just underway here in quarter number 2. First of 2 tonight from Branson. Here's Foster trying from the free throw line to feed the inside. Can't get it done. They're going to get Chloe Grimm for her first foul here. She, that time, made a little too much contact with Berge trying to get the ball away. Berge with 10 first quarter points. She is definitely one of the key scorers for Carl Junction. Kip Booth said, I mean, they've got several weapons. And, you know, I was thinking about this earlier, but I always call them the usual suspects, and that is the teams and the schools, you know, they're always going to have quality teams, have good records, and play hard. And in girls basketball, you know that Carl Junction is on that list, 18-6 their record. Here's a steal by Howell, gets it down to Grimm. And Grimm has the ball knocked away. She goes to the ground, but no foul called on the contact, so the ball will go back to Carl Junction. So Branson got down court, but then turn it over. And it's Carl Junction's ball, leading by 8. Ball inside, and it deflects out of bounds. Some of the fans around me, and I'm not sure I don't agree with them, thought the ball went off of Carl Junction. They're going to go ahead and give the Lady Bulldogs the ball back. The ball was deflected by Branson. They may have hit it late. Berge has it, splits 2 defenders, pulls up from 10 and scores. That is why she is such a good scorer. She made a good move, even on some decent defense there. Maybe the only mistake was committing and jumping up, and Berge took advantage of that and got to the basket. Now Landsman to the basket, tries to throw it in off the glass, no good, and then a battle for the rebound. Heil was battling Berge, and they're going to get Berge for the foul underneath. Only the third team foul on Carl Junction, who has their first double-digit lead of the game. 18-8, 6:26 to go, opening quarter. Grimm will trigger the inbounds. Bounce it into Foster. Foster gets around the defender, shoots, scores, and was fouled. Got the friendly roll that time, and Taylor Foster was able to knock it down for her first field goal of the game to go with the free throw. She'll now try to complete the old-fashioned three-point play, as Ellie Haney will come in for Branson, as Landsman will take a rest. 6:24 to go here, opening half. Foster at the line will be short on the free throw. And the rebound brought down by Carl Junction. 18-10, Carl Junction in front. Berge in the corner. Goes back up top. Shorter, going to feed it inside to Scott on the post. Scott may have been fouled, but it wasn't called. Rebound off the miss goes to Heil. To Grimm, to Haney, back to Grimm. Grimm right side, Riveras. Riveras lobs a pass to Heil, who has to sky to get it. Now Foster has it, goes to the basket, shoots off the glass, no good. And Foster actually tips the ball out to Haney. Haney throws it outside to Rivera. She wanted to square, but Carl Junction had that covered. Now Heil on the post and 3 seconds in the lane. You can kind of see that one coming as the ball got loose and Foster was trying to reestablish position in there and never got out of the lane. So the turnover back to Carl Junction, 18-10. 5:35 to go in the opening half. Tell you what, it was a trip there, and I don't know what happened. Grimm, they tried to feed the ball down court, and Grimm never saw it. Looked over one shoulder, went the other way, but then Haney's going to steal it right back. Here's Riveras. Riveras, as Branson's got the numbers. Here's Grimm to the basket for the layup. 6 for Grimm. Timeout, Carl Junction. 5:20 to go in the first half. 18-12. Branson's closed the gap to 6. Back after this timeout on BulldogSports.com.
It's fine, enjoy.
5:20 to go in the first half. Carl Junction leads Branson 18-12. Here at Branson High School, Berge gets the ball cross court. Bounce pass inside to Scott. Berge gets it back outside and then feeds Scott, who got the basket, but it's going to be waved off as Berge took an extra step trying to get around the defender. She was able to do that a couple of times and not travel with the basketball, but that time could not accomplish it. So turnover gives it back to Branson. 18-12, Carl Junction. Grimm over to Riveras. Carl Junction doing a good job, especially with Riveras and some of the outside shooters are kind of collapsing when they get there. Houston, or check that, it was Grimm throwing it down to Heil. I want to note that Riley Haxton, the sophomore for Branson's in the ball game right now. Joining Heil, Riveras, Haney, and Grimm. Grimm has the ball to the front court, into the lane, bounces it to Heil, kicks it back to Haxton, over to Haney. Haney in the lane to Grimm. Grimm rotates it over to Riveras, who now gives it to Heil, back to Riveras. She'll get a quick three off. That one's going to be short. And Carl Junction with the rebound. Branson did about the best they could trying to get a shot up in that situation. Carl Junction just too tough defensively. And now Riveras is going to take it back as Scott throws it away. Riveras, flat-footed layup, no good. And that's frustrating for Branson because that was an opportunity and she got off balance and ended up rushing the shot. Berge misses the shot at the other end. Collision on the rebound. Riveras goes down. Carl Junction has the ball. Layup to Scott, no good, and then they're going to get the foul, I think, on Haxton. Wild sequence there, but good opportunity. And what happened when Riveras went down there is she, I think, trying to avoid the defender, just lost her balance and wanted to at least try to get a shot up, hopefully draw contact, was able to not really do either. Carl Junction with a chance at the other end, but Kylie Scott will miss the first free throw. That foul was called on Haxton, as we mentioned. 15 foul on Branson here in the first half. 4:05 to go in the opening half. 18-12, Carl Junction. Now 19-12, Carl Junction. As the second free throw knocked down by Kylie Scott. That's her 5th point of the game. Lily Sever will see her first action of the game as Grimm will get her first rest. A couple of the JV players now in, who play predominant roles on the varsity as well, Sever and Haxton. Again, the JV got a nice win over Carl Junction earlier tonight. Haxton and Sever were a big part of that. Haney skies the pass over Landsman's head, trying to go to the right side. Carl Junction with a 7-point lead and the ball. 3:50 to go before halftime. Quick pass into the corner. Birch is going to be knocked down by Foster. That'll be the 16th foul, which will be the last non-shooting defensive foul of the game. Or the first half, we should say. Birch will inbound it, the sophomore. And I think Carl Junction wants a timeout. They'll take it. 3:45 to go first half. Carl Junction leads Branson 19-12 here on MoarkSports.com.
Over the last few years, the Rob
it's just a plug in and then it just turns right on.
Okay.
That's good. Number 1, Desmond Williams. Also number 1, Chloe Grimm, her second, team 7. Also number 5, Shelby Heil, her first, team 8. Chloe Burke, line shooting 1-1.
So at the line will be Carl Junction. This is going to be Burke. No, check that. Chloe Burke. There's a Birch and a Burke. This is Chloe Burke who gets her first point of the game. One more on the way. Good. Full court pressure by Carl Junction. They equal their biggest lead of the game with 15 seconds to go. Rivera's is going to get fouled. Carl Junction had a foul to give. That's only their 16th foul, so Branson will inbound at midcourt with 14.7 seconds to go in the first half. So Houston and Riveros in the backcourt. Heil, Foster, and Landsman to finish the first half for Branson. Houston, left side, neatly double team, and then Riveros just looked away, and the ball deflects off her hands out of bounds. So now Carl Junction with 3.6, and Brad Shorter's going to bring his shooters back in the lineup as they got a chance to steal some points here at the end of the first half. Getting the ball in the front court. Not going to go. They do get the shot off at the buzzer that almost goes down. It was a little bit of confusion there. Chloe Berg was able to get a shot off a little too hard, and at halftime, our score is 25-15. Carl Junction over Branson. 25-15, the halftime score. We got the halftime numbers coming your way in just a couple of moments as we continue with our coverage of Branson basketball here on MoarkSports.com.
Does your car need a good cleaning? Check out Branson Bubbles. They're the hottest new destination with a state-of-the-art car washing experience. Branson Bubbles gets your car, truck, or SUV right back to its shiny self. They're located on Highway 248 right next to the O'Reilly Auto Parts there in Branson. Free vacuums, car care vending, and more. Branson Bubbles is proud to support Branson Athletics. Go Pirates!
Halftime score as Branson trails here to Carl Junction 25-15. The Branson Lady Pirate Dance Squad about ready to perform, and we will let you listen and watch in as they perform here at halftime. Halftime score, Carl Junction 25, Branson 15. Here's a look at the first half numbers. 9 of Branson's 15 points have been produced by Chloe Grimm. The other 6, 3 each for Hadley Houston and Taylor Foster. For Carl Junction, Destiny Berge already with 12 points in the first half. Kylie Scott has 7. Then you got Desi Williams with 4, and Chloe Burke with 2. And so that is the score at halftime, 25-15. Carl Junction with the lead over Branson. Again, it is one of the Super Nights. The JV girls played here in the main gym earlier and won over Carl Junction. The freshman boys played next door in the auxiliary gym and won. The JV boys are playing next door right now. The games, that game running a little bit ahead as we had some ceremonies between games, and we'll have more ceremonies between games. Here they honored the dance seniors after the girls JV game, and then the cheerleading seniors will be recognized after the varsity game. And the varsity boys game will follow at, it won't be 7:30, it'll be probably closer to 8 o'clock before we get that one underway. And for those that are listening, we will break away for a little bit between games and reset, and then we will start a separate broadcast for the boys, and that's what we'll be doing on our doubleheaders. Speaking of doubleheaders, as you know, College of the Ozarks and Central Bank bring us Branson Pirate Sports. Well, speaking of College of the Ozarks, we have made arrangements, and tomorrow I will be out at the Keeter Gymnasium, and we're teaming up with College of the Ozarks for special coverage of their final home basketball games of the regular season. And they're playing different opponents. The Lady Bobcats will play Iowa Wesleyan at 1 o'clock. The Bobcats then will follow playing Ecclesia out of Springdale at 3 o'clock. And we'll have that game on MOARC for the audio. And like we do for, like we're doing for Branson, like we're doing on BransonPirates.net, we're going to team our audio with the College of the Ozarks video feed. So you'll be able to not only listen, but you can also check out the video through College of the Ozarks, which will have our audio feed on it. And simple logistics is why we haven't been able to do this earlier. A little bit on both ends, but glad we were able to do that. We're going to do a couple of the baseball games this year as well later on, teaming up with their video. Looking forward to that. And speaking of baseball, of course, we'll have Branson Pirate baseball along with Forsyth Panther baseball here on MoArcSports.com, and also in conjunction with Prairie Phelps Sports, coverage of Blue Eye, Hollister, and Reed Spring. And there'll be some Forsyth softball in that mix as well. It's hard to believe we're getting set for the spring sports season. Of course, baseball's already started out at College of the Ozarks, as they were playing. Actually, they're going to be playing tomorrow while we're out there at the basketball court. Again, halftime score here, Carl Junction leads Branson 25-15. We're going to step aside for this timeout. Second half will be coming up straight ahead as we continue with our coverage of high school basketball. Branson Lady Pirate basketball presented by Central Bank and College of the Ozarks. We continue on MoArcSports.com.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck yes, that'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in Missouri, because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
It may not require a textbook, but it's filled with valuable lessons. It may not take place in a classroom, but it's an ideal environment for learning. It may not involve a diploma, but it can help prepare Missouri's young people for life. It's high school sports. High school sports can play a critical role in a student's overall education. In fact, studies show that students that participate in high school sports are more likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in their academic lives. If you think high school sports are only about competition, think again. Better yet, think about attending a high school sporting event in your community. You'll be amazed by what you see. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Missouri State High School Activities Association and the Missouri Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
There is only one College of the Ozarks. Experience all this amazing campus has to offer. Ralph Foster Museum, a favorite for decades, is reopening so you and your family can experience the artwork of Thomas Hart Benton, Ozarks history, and hundreds of amazing artifacts. The museum is open from 9 to 5, Wednesday through Saturday. And a visit to College of the Ozarks is not complete without lunch or dinner at the Keeter Center. Welcome back from the students, faculty, and administration of College of the Ozarks.
At Central Bank, we turn possibilities into realities, and for our customers, relationships into returns. We're a community bank that goes where you go, with comprehensive tools and seamless solutions for every step in your financial journey. Do more with your money. Start your journey today at centralbank.net. Central Bank. We do banking better. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Second half about to get underway here at Branson with Carl Junction leading the Lady Pirates 25-15. Glad to have you with us this evening here on MoarkSports.com. As we said, very busy time here at Moark. In fact, we are just doing a count in my head here during the break, covering 5 games today. And 6 tomorrow altogether. With the 4 games in Arkansas with the Harrison Goblins and Lady Goblins at the conference tournament. We got Reed Spring at Monette Boys tonight, along with a doubleheader here. And then they'll wrap up the conference tournament in Arkansas tomorrow. So there's 2 more games, and we'll have the C of O doubleheader tomorrow. So there's 4. And then you got the Blue Eye New Covenant Academy game in the Class 2 district of Billings. That's 5. And then Forsyth, that Cleveland girls basketball and a makeup game. 6 games all tomorrow here on your live source for sports coverage. Online at Ozark Mountain Country, the Lakes region, MoarkSports.com. Branson has the basketball to start the second half. And again, they've done a good job of hanging in the game. They have never been down by more than 10. That is that margin right now here at halftime, 25-15. They've kept the score down, kept some pressure on, but just very tough to get over the hump, if you will, of trying to get that momentum going. And even though they haven't, and I think even Brad Shorter would tell you this, the Carl Junction board, they certainly have been proficient offensively, but they definitely have got the shots down when they needed it. Second half underway, Branson basketball. Hadley Houston, Rachel Rivera, Chloe Grimm, Shelby Heil, Ellie Haney. Same starting lineup in there. Grimm tried to get the ball to Heil on the opposite post, and Carl Junction deflects it out of bounds. Just underway here in quarter number 3. Again, we will have the boys game to follow. Off the screen, here's a baseline jumper by Houston, no good. Well executed by Branson, just couldn't get the shot to go, but they get the rebound and get another crack at it. Haney free throw line kicks out to Riveras. Now cross court Houston. Tell you what, Carl Junction's defense, and there it comes right in. It just made it tough for Branson to get anything going. You know, they're not what you would call, as Carl Junction does throw the ball away here. Now they Kip Boo in a minute. They're not by any means a proficient outside shooting team, but certainly they've got players that can knock it down from long range, but they haven't been able to square it up. Houston got a 3 to start the game, and that's really the only good look at 3 they've gotten tonight. Riveras kicks it out to Houston. Now she gets one off the screen and knocks it down. So just as we say that, they actually made a nice screen play there, and Carl Junction could not get through the screen. Houston was open and knocks it down. Branson back to within 7. Carl Junction with the answer at the other end, and that one will drop down. So Chloe Burke's going to knock down the tray, and it's right back to a 10-point game. So Branson finally gets a good outside shot, but then Carl Junction, who, to Brainson's credit, has not allowed a ton of shots out there. Berkey's hit a few, but they kind of kept it contained as best they can, but that time she got open. Rivera's in the corner to Grimm. Feeds it to Haney. Haney needs to clear the lane, and she does. Now Houston to the basket. One-hander is going to be short. Rebound to Kylie Scott for Carl Junction, who then dribbles it off of Houston's leg, according to the official. I would be curious to see that. Folks watching video have a better look. It kind of looked like, though, that was what actually happened there. Almost a steal, but Scott gets it back. Goes outside to Shorter. Shorter into the lane. Crosses into the corner. Now back out to Burke. Burke lobs it to Lawson. Top of the key. Here's Shorter to the basket. Kick out to Berge, and then overshoots the target out of bounds. Trying to stretch the Branson defense out, and maybe one pass too many that time as Berge fired a fastball over everyone's head out of bounds. 10-point Carl Junction lead. Haney, as Grimm tries to get her the ball, gets knocked away. She gets it back, quick pass to Heil. Heil back out to Grimm. And now they will reset. Rivera's cross court, Houston. Houston, three, corner, no good. And boarded by Carl Junction. It's Berge that comes out of there with it, and then reach and foul by Rivera's will be the first foul of the second half. 28-18, 5:35 to go here, third quarter. Houston, and Kit Boo didn't say anything before the game, but she has come out a couple of times. I know in pain, maybe just lost her breath or what, but Foster back in the game for her. Three is going to actually be blocked by Haney, and then Carl Junction can't save the rebounds from going out of bounds. So really good effort defensively by Branson tonight, but we would be remiss if we didn't say the same thing for Carl Junction, as their defense has prevented Branson from getting much of anything going. Rivera's does get a free throw shot there. Maybe that's the key. If I keep talking about how good Carl Junction's defense is, maybe they'll make some mistakes. That's twice that's happened now. Heil nearly gets a steal this time as she knocks the ball into the scores table. 28-20, Branson back with an 8. Carl Junction basketball. Berge walks it across midcourt. Good screen there. They'll get the ball to the baseline. Jumper there will be no good, and Grimm is able to get the rebound for Branson. To Haney, although the ball's going to be stolen. That pass was just late. Berge was able to anticipate it and go coast to coast for the layup. That's just Berge making a good play there. Probably a little bit too far to throw it for Chloe. Most of the time those passes are going to be complete, but not that time. Foster, good move to the basket. She's going to be fouled. And it's Kylie Scott that gets whistled for the foul. Second foul on Scott. That's now the first team foul for Carl Junction in the second half. Foster to the line, shoots 2. First one good. 4 for the Branson sophomore with 1 more on the way. Up, no good, but Heil's able to get the rebound back to Foster. Over to Heil. Gets it over to Haney, who now drives to the top of the key. Dishes off over to Rivera's. Cross-court pass to Grimm. Quick pass to Heil on the baseline. Heil faces the basket, but not able to get anything good there. So now they'll try to get it back. Foster was going to try to throw it to Heil at the basket, but the ball was a little behind her. Carl Junction picks it off the other way. Scott posting up against Foster, and a foul call. Well, that was a situation where it was right idea, but pass may have been a second late by Foster getting to Heil. Ended up throwing it behind her, and Carl Junction was able to get the steal. 30-21, Carl Junction, and it's Scott at the line as Foster commits her second foul. Free throw good by Scott, who's now up to 8 points. That's her first point of the second half. 1 more on the way, which is not going to be good. And rebound to Branson. So Carl Junction not been able to get over the 10-point threshold as far as the lead's concerned. Rivera's to the front court, actually loses the handle on the ball, but manages to save it. Cross court to Haney, quickly to Foster. Foster the basket, shoots no good. And then the rebound out of bounds. That should belong to Branson, and it will, as the ball was deflected and actually went off of Carl Junction. 31-21, CJ. Again, that 10-point lead has been their biggest of the game. They've had it several times. Foster to Grimm, top of the key, Rivera. She gets a good look at three and knocks it down. Tell you what, Williams was about a second away from getting to it, but Rivera was able to get the shot off just ahead of it. And I thought we had a timeout call. I guess it was a timeout call, but it was for Carl Junction to get substitutes in the game, I guess. Or maybe it was just substitutes, period. I'm not sure. Regardless, Branson trails 31-24. Here's a shot that's going to be good inside by Desi Williams. 6 for the freshman. 33-24. Branson back down by 9. Ball tipped out of bounds, will stay with Branson. I guess Carl Junction did take the timeout because they put one off the board there to get the substitutes in the game. You don't usually see that this time of the game. Usually that's at the end of the game, but 3 timeouts left for Carl Junction, 4 for Branson. Pirates trail by 9, 33-24. Grimm bounces it to Haney, kicks it outside Rivera's, another 3, and then drains it again. 2 straight threes for Branson's Rachel Rivera's, and the Lady Pirates continue to trim the lead. They're now down by 6. 33-27, Berge to the basket, and Foster tries to get the block, and she shoots right around it. Berge with 16 now. At the other end, Foster tries to answer, but the shot's blocked out of bounds by Scott. And I was about to say, that's kind of been the way it's been for Branson tonight. When the Lady Pirates look like they're going to make a move, Carl Junction always seems to have an answer at the basket for them. Rim to throw it inbounds. Bounces it, nice pass to Heil, who goes to the basket. Shot no good. Tried to split 2 defenders, couldn't get it down. Here's Carl Junction on the run, and Scott lays it in. That was a textbook 3-on-2 break that time. Carl Junction executing just like that. They're right back up by 10. Heil has it on the baseline. Gives it off to Rivera's. Rivera's over to Heil. Heil, quick pass to Foster inside. Foster actually got away with the travel. Branson's going to give it up anyway as she tried to throw it back out to Grimm, and it deflects off her hands out of bounds. So now, big moment in the game for Carl Junction. They can get over this 10-point threshold. And the way this game's going, you really figure that if they can extend this lead, that's going to make it even tougher for Branson in a game that's already a challenge. But really big defensive possession coming up here for Branson. Top of the key 3 is up, and that's going to drop down. That is Haley Shorter. And that one now gives Carl Junction their biggest lead of the game at 13, 40-27. Foster gives the ball up to Landsman. Landsman just checks in for Branson. Over to Foster. Foster back to Rivera's. Rivera's corner to Landsman to Foster. Foster post up, shoots, and that shot's going to be blocked. That was a clean block by Scott. And timeout called by Carl Junction. Carl Junction will take the timeout. 1:20 to go here in the third quarter. Lady Bulldogs now up 13, 40-27 here on MoarkSports.com.
It may not require a textbook, but it's filled with valuable lessons. It may not take place in a classroom, but it's an ideal environment for learning. It may not involve a diploma, but it can help prepare Missouri's young people for life. It's high school sports. High school sports can play a critical role in a student's overall education. In fact, studies show that students that participate in high school sports are more likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in their academic lives. If you think high school sports are only about competition, think again.
1:20 to go in the third quarter. Carl Junction now down to 2 timeouts after they take the full timeout here, but they have a 13-point lead. Brad Shorter probably wanting to get some things emphasized as this is a key moment of the ball game. Carl Junction are going to turn the ball over here as Hadley Houston got a hand on it, and Williams tried to save it from going out of bounds, and Branson gets the stop. You know, for the Lady Pirates, keeping it here, certainly they could knock this back down to 10 before the end of the quarter. Give them just a little momentum, but they really have got to get the offense going. Defense has been there for the most part, but the offense has just been a challenge. And again, it's been the case at times, but you also got to credit this Carl Junction defense. Landsman has her shot blocked. Carl Junction on the run the other way on the break. Here's a layup going to be no good by Chloe Burke, but she's heading to the line 4-2. You kind of sense that Carl Junction beginning to, not that they weren't in control already, but really a firm control in this game with just a little over a quarter left. Burke has a couple coming up. She'll fire the first one short. One more coming up. That one is no good as well. Houston with a rebound. 35 seconds to go, third quarter. Houston thought about the shot. Gets it over to Landsman, who drives. Tied up. Has an open lane to the basket and drops it down. She couldn't dribble because she had lost her dribble, but they forgot about her, and she just shot it from the baseline, score. Big basket for Branson. Can they get a stop, though, here with 15 to go in the quarter? Carl Junction has the ball to start the fourth quarter. Baseline jumper at the other end. That one no good. Rebound picked up, and we're going to have a held ball. And that held ball is going to go to Carl Junction. Carl Junction gets the ball, but this doesn't work out bad for Branson because Branson does get the arrow to start the fourth quarter. Unfortunately, Carl Junction is going to get the line with 5.8 to go in the third quarter as Kylie Scott, their 6'1 sophomore, just set up shop inside waiting to get the ball. They threw the ball well to avoid the Branson defense, and then Scott was able to draw the contact. Foul was called on Landsman. So free throws coming up. First one is good. As Kylie Scott picks up another point. She went to double figures a few minutes ago. She has 11, Berge with 16. 2 scores for Carl Junction taking control here. One more on the way. Good as well. She's up to 12. And Carl Junction will pressure with 5 seconds to go in the quarter. Grimm avoids 2 defenders. Grimm bounces it inside, and Rivera's had a wide open look at a layup and fumbled the ball as I think she looked at the basket ahead of the pass. Not able to get the shot up. Branson trails 42-19 as we go to the fourth quarter. Carl Junction leads 42. I said 19. It's 42-29. Carl Junction at the end of 3. Fourth quarter on the way next from MoarkSports.com.
Spine and joint pain can keep us from doing the things we love. Lower back pain is the leading cause of work disability worldwide, but it doesn't have to hold you back. At Advanced Spine and Joint Center, Dr. Zach Valdick and his team utilize the most proven methods of assessing and treating your pain. Advanced Spine and Joint is a trusted provider with Ambetter and most insurances, as well as proudly treating our area veterans through VA referrals. See how they can help you at advancesjc.com. or call 417-334-13.
Over the last few years, the Robbins Group has earned the trust of this community by providing exceptional service in everything from insurance and financial planning to digital marketing. This summer, they opened Pizza by the Slice, serving delicious New York-style pizza from a convenient location on Branson Landing Boulevard. And whatever they do, the Robbins Group is committed to making their clients feel like family. They seek to maintain a customer-first mentality and support the people of this community, including our Branson Pirates. Give them a call or check them out on the web at www.robbins.fun.
Fourth quarter underway. Branson trails Carl Junction 42-29. Branson in need of some points and some stops. Heil tries to go for the basket and not able to get around Kylie Scott inside. She actually, I think, was trying to draw contact, but was never able even to get in the shooting position based on the defense position she had. Here's Scott at the other end, wants a three. That one's going to be off the back rim, no good. Rebound tipped out of bounds, and it was tipped out by Anna Birch for Carl Junction, so Branson will get it back. 42-29. Lady Pirates trail this one by 13. That has been Carl Junction's biggest lead of the game. Now, Branson had it at 10 for so long, but then right now, it's simply been just the extending of the lead by 3 points for Carl Junction, but Branson unfortunately has been stifled offensively. Landsman tries the three outside, no good. Tie up on the rebound, and going to be a holding foul called, I think, on Carl Junction. Indeed, they will get Carl Junction. Heil actually had position on the rebound and then was fouled, so the Lady Pirates will keep the ball. Haney to throw it in bounds. And I gotta be honest, I'm not sure where Ellie Haney was throwing it, because she had Heil and Rivera's both and threw it right between them to Berge for Carl Junction. So I'm not sure exactly what was intended to happen there, but the turnover gives Carl Junction a shot, and it's Kylie Scott back to the free throw line. Because Heil had got position inside, but she also had Rivera's open, so she had two players open. And I'm not sure, maybe she hadn't made up her mind and kind of just maybe changed her mind at the last minute and just didn't complete the pass. Whatever the case may be, that is going to be foul number 2 on Shelby Heil. And for Kylie Scott, that's going to be point number 13. And now Carl Junction has their biggest lead of the game at 14. One more on the way. Is good. 14 for Kylie Scott, 44-29 Carl Junction. Riveros gets it over to Houston. Houston back to Riveros in the corner. Riveros not on the baseline, just off the baseline, shoots from 10 and misses. Carl Junction now just working on the clock and the lead here. Outside, shot through, it was Burke that faked the shot. She threw it inside, but then threw it away. 15-point lead for Carl Junction, their biggest of the game. We're at 6:30 to go. Haney, spin move to the basket as the ball tipped away, gets it back, works around the defender, and can't get the shot to go as it rolls off the rim. Kind of been that night for Branson. Berge bounces it in the corner. Scott has it up top. Shoots it in the corner to Lawson. Lawson's three will be off the mark, and then pretty obvious push off by Chloe Burke here, as she pushed off a rebounder who had position. 13 foul on Carl Junction. Neither team in the bonus yet. Branson still with a foul to give, but Carl Junction has several fouls to give, which puts them even in better shape, especially considering they have a 15-point lead here. (44-29). Houston out to Grimm, out to Riveros, over to Macy Rogers, who has checked in. Rogers to Grimm to Houston, back to Rogers. She's going to fire a three, just going to be short. Heil actually had position for the rebound, couldn't handle it, but Grimm gets it instead. Her shot no good, and then there was a lot of contact inside, a lot of frustration by Branson, both players and fans, but Carl Junction still has the ball and no whistle. Williams right side goes up top. This is Shorter. Shorter fires it into Scott on the low post, and then there's going to be an offensive foul called, as Rachel Riveros did a good job of immediately standing her ground, and the contact, another one of those easy calls to make because there was a lot of movement on the offensive player, but no movement on the defensive player. Still, though, 44-29, Carl Junction holding on to the lead here. 5:15 to go in the second half. Grimm, as we take a look at the lineup here, Riveros kicks it out to Haney. Grimm and Rogers, along with Houston in the ball, Foster in the ball game. Shot missed by Haney, but Foster gets the rebound. Can't make the shot, but is fouled. And we'll have a couple of free throws coming up at 4:58. And the boys' game will follow about 15 minutes or so after we're done with this one. First free throw is good. Taylor Foster now with 5, and we're going to have a timeout call. Timeout called with 4:58 to go. It is 44-30. Carl Junction with the lead over Branson here on MoarkSports.com.
Does your car need a good cleaning? Check out Branson Bubbles. They're the hottest new destination with a state-of-the-art car washing experience. Branson Bubbles gets your car, truck, or SUV right back to its shiny self. They're located on Highway 248 right next to the O'Reilly Auto Parts there in Branson. Free vacuums, car care vending, and more. Branson Bubbles is proud to support Branson Athletics. Go Pirates!
A game without a crowd is just a scrimmage. A performance without an audience is just a rehearsal. Without your presence, high school sports and the performing arts aren't possible. Ensure that these essential extracurricular activities continue to enrich the lives of students in Missouri. Purchase a ticket to your local high school's game or performance.
This message presented by the MSHSAA and the Missouri Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Carl Junction will lead over Branson as Foster connects on both free throws around the timeout. 44-31 is the lead down to 13 at 4:55 to go. Carl Junction just committing a turnover here as Birch couldn't jump high enough to get the pass from shorter. Branson gets the 2 free throws and then a turnover to get the chance to draw even closer here. 44-31, 4:50 to go in this one. Haney over to Rivera. Rivera cross court over to Rogers. Grimm fires to Foster. Pass was a little high. Foster falling out of bounds, tries to throw it to Rivera, but the pass was too high. And everything was just a tad off on that. Grimm's pass to Foster, just a tad off. And then Foster trying to save the ball to Rivera, just a tad off. And the ball ends up belonging to Carl Junction after the turnover. 44-31. Williams kicks it back outside. Between the circles, shorter. Into the corner it goes. That's Burke. Burke goes up to the free throw line. Lawson in the corner. Shot for 3 up. No good. Rebound brought down by Berge. She'll try it again. That no good. Foster this time gets the rebound, and she'll sky it to Rogers. Down court to Foster for the layup. Beautiful fast break by the Lady Pirates there. It is 44-33. 3:55 to go. Branson making a little bit of a run and nearly get a steal. But Rivera, when she stole the ball, took too many steps. She was going to go out of bounds either way, so it's still good hustle by Branson. 44-33, 3:51 to go. Burke throws it, pass intercepted. Grimm has her shot blocked. Chloe gets the rebound, goes back up and scores. Grimm with 11, and Branson, we're going to have a timeout here as Carl Junction has an injury. And maybe Scott down on the ground. That is exactly who it is, but she is going to shake it off, and may have got hit in the head. Didn't see it, got screened out, but Branson, nice little run here as they have cut a 15-point lead to 9 with 3:41 to go. So the Lady Pirates making a surge here. Williams, as Branson's going to apply full court pressure, and a steal by Haney, and she's going to be fouled. So Haney gets the steal and then is fouled. That'll be the 16th foul on Carl Junction. 3:35 to go. Lady Pirates now only Sunny Disc down by 9. Here's Haney in the lane. Shot up, no good. Haney gets her own rebound off a tip and throws it back outside. Rivera's manages to save it to Grimm. And Grimm bounces it over to Rogers, who squares up for 3. That one is short. Ball almost stolen. It is stolen by Foster, who then gets it tries to get it to Grimm. What happened is that Foster was trying to save it. Kip Boo was trying to call timeout, but in trying to call timeout, he got in the way of the pass, and it hit off of him out of bounds. Just kind of a bad break there, but still good hustle by the Lady Pirates. 3:12 to go. 44-35. Carl Junction, and Branson's going to get a steal again. Here's Grimm. Free throw line jumper is going to be short. Foster with the putback, no good, but she's fouled on the land of the line for a couple. Branson making a late run here. Back down to a single-digit deficit, and I think Brad Shorter wants to talk about it. Timeout, Carl Junction. 3:01 to go in this one, and all of a sudden it's down to a 9-point lead for Carl Junction. 44-35. Back with the final 3:01 coming up on MoarkSports.com.
It may not require a textbook, but it's filled with valuable lessons. It may not take place in a classroom, but it's an ideal environment for learning. It may not involve a diploma, but it can help prepare Missouri's young people for life. It's high school sports. High school sports can play a critical role in a student's overall education. In fact, studies show that students that participate in high school sports are more likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in their academic lives. If you think high school sports are only about competition, think again. Better yet, think about attending a high school sporting event in your community. You'll be amazed by what you see. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Missouri State High School Activities Association and the Missouri Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Taylor Foster makes both free throws for Branson, and this is a 7-point game, 44-37 with 3 minutes to go, and Branson nearly gets another steal. They have ratcheted up the defense, and Carl Junction struggling a little bit right now with their continuity, trying to keep things going. They do break the pressure this time. They go under the basket, and the ball's going to be out of bounds. Tell you what, that's a good break for Branson, but not really a good move for Carl Junction there. They got the ball in the front court. Coley Burke was trying to throw it to Williams under the basket, really didn't need to, and Williams to catch it, a step out of bounds. Haney back out to Grimm. Haney has it. Haney goes into Foster. Foster the basket, who scores? Foster with 11. It's 44-39. Branson back to within 5. Carl Junction again break the pressure, but this time they will keep it outside. Now Branson does have a foul to give here prior to putting Carl Junction on the line. Now eventually they'll have to get him on the line, but they can play with a little intensity on defense right now. You know, if you're Carl Junction, you don't really need to look to score. You just got to keep the ball away, play keep away here, and eventually make Branson foul. Again, Branson still has the foul to give. Haney nearly gets a steal there, but she steps on the out-of-bounds line, and Carl Junction will maintain possession. Exactly 2 minutes to go. 44-39. Lady Bulldogs lead at one time 15, down to 6. In fact, I think this is a 10-0 run for Branson as they clawed back into this thing. I guess it would be a 9-0 run for Branson. Here's a shot, no good. Foster, though, is going to commit the foul. That's kind of a bad break for Branson because the foul that you had to expend is on a shooting foul, which means Berge has 2 free throws coming up, so then you kind of lose your foul to give there. Berge at the line for 2 will make the first. She has 17. That ends the Branson run there. One more on the good. 18 for Berge. Branson down 7, 46-39. Minute 45 to go. Here's Rogers for 3. Up good! Macy Rogers hits the long-range jumper. And just like that, Branson's back to within 4, 46-42. 1:39 to go. We're back after this timeout at MoarkSports.com.
At Central Bank, we turn possibilities into realities, and for our customers, relationships into returns. We're a community bank that goes where you go, with comprehensive tools and seamless solutions for every step in your financial journey. Do more with your money. Start your journey today at centralbank.net. Central Bank. We do banking better. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Getting interesting now here. Actually, it's been interesting for a while. Branson has erased a 15-point deficit and has cut the lead to 4, 46-42. Still a minute 39 to go. Still plenty of time in this one. And Branson's full court pressure is really giving Carl Junction some problems here in the last couple of minutes here. Down to a minute 35. Carl Junction will break the timeline. Get the ball down low to Williams. Williams is going to get a layup. Rogers couldn't rotate back fast enough to get there. And Williams, a big bucket for Carl Junction. Gets the lead back to 6, 48-42 with a minute 20 to go. Baseline Foster. Foster lobs it into Haney. Haney had the shot block. That was a clean block. And here comes Carl Junction the other way and almost has the ball stolen. They will get it back. And then Grimm will have to commit the foul. That's a 17 foul, so it is one of the bonus coming up for Carl Junction. 48-42. Does look like Carl Junction will hold on to this one, but what a great effort by the Lady Pirates cutting back. 11 from Grimm and Foster, 8 for Riveros. Houston with 6. Rogers had the big 3 a moment ago, and Joanna Landsman has a basket as well. First free throw good here by Shorter, as is the second one. And a quick 4-0 run for Carl Junction has this back to an 8-point game with about a minute to go. Grimm across midcourt, in the corner to Rogers. Quick release 3 is up. That one is no good. Grimm gets the rebound. It's knocked out of bounds by Shorter, but Branson will maintain possession with 57 seconds to go. 18 for Berge, 14 for Scott. Tell you what, the freshman Williams has been big off the bench. She has 8 for Carl Junction. Now down to 57 seconds to go. In it goes to Foster. Foster has a battle for the ball, and it's a held ball. And possession on the alternate possession will go to Carl Junction. You know, that's one that Taylor, I know she had back, would just go up with it. By dribbling it, she brought Carl Junction right back into the play. CJ basketball. And right now, just running the clock out on this one. They're going to get the win, but Branson with a great comeback here. Going to fall a little short. Had the lead to 4, but Carl Junction will finish the game on a run themselves. And come out, looks like, with an 8 to 10 point win. 39 seconds to go. Foul was the 4th on Foster. And it's Berge at the line for one of the bonus. First one is good. And Berge extends her total to 19. One more on the way. Up. Good. She has 20. Now back to a 10-point Carl Junction lead. Riveros. It's tied up, gets the ball to Grimm. Grimm in the corner to Haney, who loses the ball. Actually got a double dribble, did get away with it. Here's a layup, no good. And the foul. Down to 20 seconds to go. See if Branson will go ahead and foul here or just let the clock run out. And they're going to go ahead and commit the foul with 14.9. And that'll be Foster's 5th foul, so Ohio will come back in the game for her. So good comeback for Branson tonight, but it's going to fall a little short. They had the lead down to 4, but Carl Junction if they make the 2 free throws here, will end the game on an 8-0 run and secure their 19th win of the season. It's Burke at the line. First one is no good. She misses it. And so Branson will have a chance for a final shot here of the game. Here's a long-range 3 that drops down by Rogers. Rogers will give the Lady Pirates another opportunity here. 52-45 the score. We'll take a quick timeout and back with the final 6.3 of this one on MoWarkSports.com.
There's only one College of the Ozarks. Experience all this amazing campus has to offer. Ralph Foster Museum, a favorite for decades, is reopening so you and your family can experience the artwork of Thomas Hart Benton, Ozarks history, and hundreds of amazing artifacts. The museum is open from 9 to 5, Wednesday through Saturday. And a visit to College of the Ozarks is not complete without lunch or dinner at the Keeter Center. Welcome back from the students, faculty, and administration of College of the Ozarks.
Final 6.3 of this one. Branson with the Macy Rogers 3 cut the lead to 7 with just 6.3 to go. Carl Junction will get the ball in bounds. Branson tries to surround her. They're not going to foul. And this one will be a 52-45 win for Carl Junction. 52-45 the win for Branson over Carl Junction. As the Lady Pirates fall to 12-11, Carl Junction raises their record to 19-6. Again, Chloe Graham and Taylor Foster led the way with Branson with 11 points. 20 points led Carl Junction. That was by Destiny Berge. 14 for Kylie Scott as the Lady Bulldogs pick up the win 52-45. Well, that's going to wrap up our coverage of the girls' game now. Stay tuned here on the Branson Pirates site. They have got some, there's going to be some between game ceremonies that we'll pick up. And on MoWark Sports and BransonPirates.net, we will pick coverage back up here in just a bit for the guys' game between Branson and Carl Junction. Once again, the final in the girls' game, it's Branson losing to Carl Junction 52-45. I'm Scott McCauley, bidding you a pleasant good evening for a while from Branson High School.
cheer team members. Our first cheerleader is Anna Vallejo, escorted by her parents, Anna and Rafael Vallejo. After high school, Anna plans to continue her education at college, studying business marketing and digital marketing. Her favorite cheer memory is placing third in state her sophomore year. It was an unforgettable moment, and I'm blessed to be a part of the cheer team. Next is Kathy Bliss. That's for her mom, Celeste, brother Josh, and sister Kendall. After high school, Allie plans on attending college in the Ozarks and majoring in business. Her favorite cheer memory is when the cheer scout squad surprised Logan last year when she was on quarantine on senior night. And our final cheer team member is Amelia Zerby. Escorted by her parents, Brian and Janice Zerby and sister Anna. After high school, Amelia plans to go to OTC for the A+ program and then go to Greece with her sister Hannah. Her favorite cheer memory is when she fell on her face in front of everyone while stunting and got to sit it out and wear cool sunglasses. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for your 2022 senior cheerleader. Matt McGee and Brad Hudson. Barber his first 4th team foul. His first team fifth.
See if this microphone works. No, it does because I had it on. I used it the other day for an interview. So I know the microphone.
Number 22, Jack Van Sickle.
I need to just make sure that. Everything I see, let's go.
Ben to do it. His first team six.
Interscholastic Athletic Administrator.
Halftime score here, it is 43-21, and Branson has the lead over Carl Junction. And we do apologize for the folks on BransonPirates.net. Somehow our audio had got knocked off on the first half. We were good on Moark Sports as we were coming through there, but we were having some issues with the audio here. I think something got switched when we switched over games. It was on our end, so we do apologize for that. However, I don't know if I could have described any better what was going on the court in the first half as Branson jumped out to a huge lead. Led by 19 a good part of the half, and then they ended up stretching the lead out at halftime to their biggest of the game, 43-21. Scarborough has 16 in the first half. Goodwin with 11. Jones and Dang each with 6. Ascone and Cooper each with 2. For Carl Junction in the first half, Aiden Barr ends up with 8. Josh Corey with 6. Kyler Perry with 4. And Kai Warren with a 3 in the first half. Again, it was Branson leading at the end of 21-11. And at halftime, it's a 43-21 advantage for the Branson Pirates. Again, the Pirates in search of a win, in search of a good momentum builder going into the final week of the season. And so far, so good for the Pirates. 43-21 is the halftime score. We'll take this time out. More on the halftime show coming up next on MoarkSports.com.
At Central Bank, we turn possibilities into realities, and for our customers, relationships into returns. We're a community bank that goes where you go, with comprehensive tools and seamless solutions for every step in your financial journey. Do more with your money. Start your journey today at centralbank.net. Central Bank. We do banking better. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
There's only one College of the Ozarks. Experience all this amazing campus has to offer. Ralph Foster Museum, a favorite for decades, is reopening so you and your family can experience the artwork of Thomas Hart Benton, Ozarks history, and hundreds of amazing artifacts. The museum is open from 9 to 5, Wednesday through Saturday. And a visit to College of the Ozarks is not complete without lunch or dinner at the Keeter Center. Welcome back from the students, faculty, and administration of College of the Ozarks.
Spine and joint pain can keep us from doing the things we love. Lower back pain is the leading cause of work disability worldwide, but it doesn't have to hold you back. At Advanced Spine and Joint Center, Dr. Zach Valdick and his team utilize the most proven methods of assessing and treating your pain. Advanced Spine and Joint is a trusted provider with Ambetter and most insurances, as well as proudly treating our area veterans through VA referrals. See how they can help you at advancesjc.com or call 417-334-13.
Over the last few years, the Robbins Group has earned the trust of this community by providing exceptional service in everything from insurance and financial planning to digital marketing. This summer, they opened Pizza by the Slice, serving delicious New York-style pizza from a convenient location on Branson Landing Boulevard. And whatever they do, the Robbins Group is committed to making their clients feel like family. They seek to maintain a customer-first mentality and support the people of this community, including our Branson Pirates. Give them a call or check them out on the web at www.robbins.com.
Does your car need a good cleaning? Check out Branson Bubbles. They're the hottest new destination with a state-of-the-art car washing experience. Branson Bubbles gets your car, truck, or SUV right back to its shiny self. They're located on Highway 248 right next to the O'Reilly Auto Parts there in Branson. Free vacuums, car care vending, and more. Branson Bubbles is proud to support Branson Athletics. Go Pirates!
Almost loses the ball. Riveros gets out of there with it. She throws a half-court shot up. That goes in! You have got to be kidding kidding me? Scott McCauley here reminding you can catch up on that and all the exciting action of high school basketball we've covered on MoWalkSports.com. Go to our website, go to your favorite team, and then click on the on-air link and go to the show reel page and listen to past coverage of Moark basketball. MoWalkSports.com is your source for live sports coverage in the link. Again, halftime score, it is Branson over Carl Junction 43-21. Again, coming up tomorrow here on MoWalkSports.com, a very special presentation as we are teaming up with College of the Ozarks to present the final home basketball games of the season. Of course, all the home games have been on video this year, but we are going to team up with them and put audio to the video. So I'll be at the Keeter Athletic Complex tomorrow for the women's game against Iowa Wesleyan at 1, and then the men's game against Ecclesia at 3 o'clock. Looking forward to being back out at College of the Ozarks. I've not been out there for a while. Looking forward to visiting with them again tomorrow. Again, we've got more Branson doubleheaders next week. We'll have the games against Willard, girls, boys, on Tuesday, and then against Webb City on Thursday. Same doubleheader, girls, boys. Of course, as we look at the forecast, a little snow in the forecast for Wednesday and Thursday. So we'll have to see how that all pans out for sure. We'll take one more break, and then we'll get our second half underway. Once again, it is 43-21. Branson over Carl Junction at halftime here on MoWalkSports.com.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck, yes. That'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in Missouri, because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
These days, the concept of value matters more than ever. And you'd be hard-pressed to find a better value than high school sports. Extracurricular activities, including sports, make up about 2% of the budget for a typical Missouri high school. In return, participation in sports promotes citizenship and sportsmanship. Sports also instill a sense of community pride.
Second half underway. Branson leads Carl Junction 43-21. Scott McCauley here with you at Branson High School this evening. Goodwin blocks the shot underneath, attempted by Josh Corey, and the Pirates on the run again. Scarborough wants to feed a Scone inside, and the Scone is tripped up in there, and they will end up calling the foul on Carl Junction. They're going to get Perry with the foul. Branson will have their starters back in of Scarborough, Cooper, Goodwin, who just got the basket then, and now has 13 points on the game. Again, Scarborough, Scone, Cooper, Jones, and Goodwin. Here's a shot missed by by Carl Junction. Scarborough down close to Jones. Jones gets around a defender, shoots off the glass, no good. Rebound almost tipped in. Branson kind of waited around. I'm not sure what happened there. Branson eventually gets the rebound, and we're going to have a foul called on Carl Junction. So hopefully everyone can hear now. We just found out at halftime that our audio had got cut off in the first half, and I do apologize for that. I think in getting switched over for the second game, and I think that was totally on me. I think I mishit a couple buttons or didn't hit a couple buttons that needed to be hit. And in the meantime, a big foul for Carl Junction. Here's Josh Corey picks up his 4th foul. Here's Jones, off balance jump shot, no good. And the long rebound out to Carl Junction. This is Jed Holcutt with the basket. And Holcutt is going to get stopped by an offensive foul. And that's a big call there. Only because had that gone against Cooper, that would have been his 4th foul. But Holcutt is the one this time whistled for the foul. So far, just one basket here in the second half. Scarborough actually got the ball knocked away from him, gives it off to Escone. Escone gives it off to Goodwin for the layup. Goodwin with 15, and Justin Polk very upset right now that the call didn't get made on the knockdown at that end. Here's a 3 in the corner, good by Aiden Barr. He's the first Bulldog to double figures with 11 points. At the other end, Cooper in the lane, loses the handle, but Escone picks it up. Escone back out to Jones. Jones quick pass to Goodwin on the baseline, and he's going to be fouled. Tell you what, Carl Junction picking up a lot of fouls quick here in the second half. That's already their 4th team foul. Branson has not committed a foul yet. Jones gives it off to Scarborough, who wants to dunk it, misses it. Cooper, though, comes up with a loose ball, throws it into Goodwin, who shoots it in off the glass. 17 for Goodwin. Branson 49-24. So the Pirates are now going to get another steal. Escone to the basket for the layup. And tell you what, when the Branson defense has been cranked up tonight, they have made this look easy. They have got a lot of points off of turnovers tonight. 51-24 is the score. Here's a 3 at the other end to answer, and that is going to be good by Kai Warren, his second 3. 51-27. 5:35 to go, third quarter. Goodwin open lane to the basket, fouled from behind by Barr. Quietly here, Cade Goodwin has taken over the team lead in score, especially with a strong start to the third quarter, as he has 6 points here in the quarter. Now make it 7 as he gets the first free throw. He's up to 18. By the way, that was another big foul for Carl Junction for Jed Holcutt. He just picked up his 4th foul. Goodwin misfires on the second one. Cooper, though, battles for the rebound against one of the CJ players, and he gets a held ball, which means Branson gets to keep it. 52-27. Ball inbounds to Goodwin. Goodwin hook shot is up and in, and Cade Goodwin up to 20 points in this game. It is a 54-27 Branson lead. 3 at the other end will be up, no good. Ball tipped, it's Scarborough. 3-on-2 break. Scarborough actually fumbles the ball for a second. He was trying to get it to Jones, and it's picked up by Carl Junction. Coming out there with it is Perry. He's going to fire it down court, and then the ball will be eventually knocked out of bounds by Carl Junction. A lot of action there, but the bottom line was Branson gets the ball back, and Carl Junction wants another timeout. 5:04 to go, third quarter, 54-27. Branson on top. Back after this timeout from MoarkSports.com.
There is only one College of the Ozarks. Experience all this amazing campus has to offer. Ralph Foster Museum, a favorite for decades, is reopening so you and your family can experience the artwork of Thomas Hart Benton, Ozarks history, and hundreds of amazing artifacts. The museum is open from 9 to 5, Wednesday through Saturday. And a visit to College of the Ozarks is not complete without lunch or dinner at the Keeter Center. Welcome back from the students, faculty, and administration of College of the Ozarks. .504 to go, third quarter. Right now, Branson in control of this one,
54-27 over Carl Junction. Moscone gets it off to Cooper. Cooper in the lane, going to fire it. A nice wrap-around pass to Cade Goodwin. Cade Goodwin has 22. That might be a career high for him. We're getting pretty close. 56-27. Carl Junction will get the layup at the other end by Kyler Perry. It rolls in. He has 6. Cooper to the basket. Open lane to the basket. Misses that one, but guess who's there for the rebound? Cade Goodwin. 24 for Cade Goodwin. What a night for that young man as he's getting a big, big game tonight. Perry gets around a defender, but one of his teammates, a Branson teammate, picks him up, knocks the ball out of bounds, and keeps the ball with Carl Junction, but prevents an easy layup. 4:18 to go. Branson 58-29. Hocutt with the ball. Gets it in the corner to Barr. Perry will now back out, and now they're going to recheck things here. Coming up on 4 minutes to go, third quarter. Barr has it for 3. That one no good. Ball goes right, though, to Hocutt. He'll try the 3. That one no good. Goodwin is going to get the rebound down to Jones. Jones tips it to Cooper. Cooper to Scarborough, and then he eventually tips it to guess who? Cade Goodwin, and they're going to wave it off, though, as they're going to call an offensive foul on Goodwin. Branson got a little out of control there that time. I mean, there's no other way to put it. Fans don't like it, but that one kind of got a little bit away. They were trying to set up Scarborough for a dunk. Goodwin was there for the putback, but I do think the CJ player had position, and so that's why that foul was called. 58-29. Branson with 3:30 to go, third quarter. Carl Junction trying to get the ball inside. Xavier Perkins in the ball game right now. Also Lucas Van Landuit. Penetration inside. I think they're going to get Gill with a foul here. Van Landuit. I don't know why that name is giving me so much trouble tonight. Since we had the audio on the video feed off in the first half, that's probably a good thing. But you can go to the podcast on MoarkSports.com and learn how I really butchered that name. First free throw is good by Warren, as is the second. 58-31, 3:20 to go, third quarter. Scarborough over to Ascone. Back over to Scarborough. Scarborough, 3 ball, in and out, no good. Gill actually tips the rebound away from Carl Junction, but eventually goes off of Branson anyway. I think Ascone may have actually hit it as well, and it will belong to the Bulldogs. 3:12 to go. Perry into the front court. All the way down to the lane. Going to go cross court. Gives it up to Perry. Back over goes to Hocutt. Hocutt gets around a defender, bounces it inside. Gill actually knocks it away, and Barr picks it up for Carl Junction. Back outside it goes to Perry, who is going to try the 3. That one no good. Gill high for the rebound for Branson. To Scarborough. Scarborough to Cooper. Cooper spin move in the lane. Looks for help. Finally shovels it to Ascone. Ascone gets around a defender. Somehow tips-toes the baseline and gets it to Jones for the layup. Jones with 8. It is 60-31. 2:20 to go, third quarter. And at the other end, it's going to be an easy layup for Kyle Warren. 10 points now for him. He's the second Bulldog to double figures. 2 minutes to go, third quarter. Cooper, wraparound pass to Gill. Shot up and one for Justin Gill. I'm not even sure Gill knew the ball was coming. Cooper saw him at the last moment, got him the basketball, and then he ends up going up and not only gets the basket, but draws the foul. Second foul on Hoka. They actually had 4 up there a moment ago, but it is just his second foul. Gill will complete the three-point play. So Justin Gill has his first 3 points of the night. That is a 30-point Branson lead right now, 63-33, with 1:55 to go in the third quarter. In the corner, 3, no good. Scone tips the rebound and picks it up off the miss by Perry. Here's Scone, avoids a defender, tries to go down low, and the ball said it was not tipped by anybody. They were trying to throw it to Jones, and the pass was a little high, and so it goes right back to Carl Junction. 1:39 to go, third quarter. Still one more quarter to play, and this one definitely belongs to the Pirates. Almost a steal, but Perry gets out of there with it, kicks it into the corner. Here's a shot from beyond the arc, no good. That one missed by Holcutt. CJ, though, gets the rebound and put back by Kyler Perry. 8 for Perry, 63-35. 1:10 to go, third quarter. Jones to the basket. Inside to Scarborough. Scarborough shot good and one as he drifts in the air and draws the contact. 18 for Scarborough. Interesting enough, that's his first basket, though, of the second half after he had 16 in the first half. Barr commits his first foul. Scarborough gets the free throw. And Aiden Dang will come in for him in the final 1:06 of the third quarter, 66-35. Perry off to Barr as he'll walk it across midcourt. 55 seconds to go in the quarter. Barr will go straight to the basket, and Aiden Barr now has 13. 66-37. Scone kicks it outside to Pierce. Pierce back over to Dang. In the corner of Scone. Scone drives baseline. He goes up and gets the layup. Tell you what, Scone did a good job. I thought he might have stepped on the sideline, but I think he kept his heel up and was able to avoid that. Here's a 3 at the other end. That one rolls in and out, no good. And Gill with the rebound. Branson on the run, 20 seconds to go in the quarter, and a very hard foul by Perry. That will be team foul number 8. And also the 5th foul on Kyler Perry. So Perry fouls out with 20 seconds to go in the third quarter. First free throw up and good by Dang. Aiden Dang with 7. One more on the way. That one is short, no good. 32-point lead, so unless Carl Junction hits a 3 here, fourth quarter will start in a turbo clock. Branson is going to commit a foul, but on the way to the basket. So no free throws here, down to 10.4. Carl Junction to inbound. 9 seconds to go in the quarter, and Branson's going to get a steal. Here's a Scone down quarter. Scone wants to go coast to coast. He'll get it to Gill. Gill will throw it to a Scone, but not able to get the shot up, and indeed we will start in the turbo clock in the fourth quarter. 69-37, Branson over Carl Junction, right here on MoarkSports.com.
Spine and joint pain can keep us from doing the things we love. Lower back pain is the leading cause of work disability worldwide, but it doesn't have to hold you back. At Advanced Spine and Joint Center, Dr. Zach Valdick and his team utilize the most proven methods of assessing and treating your pain. Advanced Spine and Joint is a trusted provider with Ambetter and most insurances, as well as proudly treating our area veterans through VA referrals. See how they can help you at advancesjc.com or call 417-334-13.
Over the last few years, the Robbins Group has earned the trust of this community by providing exceptional service in everything from insurance and financial planning to digital marketing. This summer, they opened Pizza by the Slice, serving delicious New York-style pizza from a convenient location on Branson Landing Boulevard. And whatever they do, the Robbins Group is committed to making their clients feel like family. They seek to maintain a customer-first mentality and support the people of this community, including our Branson Pirates. Give them a call or check them out on the web at www.robbins.com.
Fourth quarter underway, 69-37, Branson on top in this one. And like I say, we will start with the turbo clock here in the fourth quarter. And it looks like, not sure how long we'll stay in turbo clock. Not very long at all, because Barr is going to make a three to start the quarter, and that puts us back under the threshold. Branson also has an entire substitute lineup in right now. So you got to figure Carl Junction will probably be able to chop some off the lead here, even though this one really comfortably belongs to Branson. Gill outside to Pierce. Pierce kicks it outside to Bronner. This is Jameson Bronner, who is checked into the ball game. And then the ball is stolen. Van Sickle throws it right to Aiden Barr, who gets the layup. 18 for Barr. It's 69-42. Dang bounces it outside to Pierce. Pierce free throw line jumper will be up and good. So Tristan Pierce puts his name in the scoring column. Lead back to 29, 71-42. We have played a minute here of the fourth quarter. Barr over to Warren, back over to Barr. He'll try another three, and that one is going to be off the mark. Dang with the rebound. Tries to go to Van Sickle and throws it away. Was trying to lead him a little too much, and he led him right to the bench. Not literally to the bench. I mean, he's not leaving the game, but that's where that pass was going. New players in the ball game for Carl Junction as well. Both teams kind of playing this one out right now, 71-42. Get you caught up on some of the CJ players as well. Xavier Perkins back in. Also in for Carl Junction is Aiden Beechner, who is a sophomore. And it's Beechner that's at the free throw line right now for Carl Junction. First free throw good. And second one good as well. (71-44). Dang has it. He wants a quick release three, and he'll drop it down. Dang's going to go to double figures, and there is your 30-point margin again. And the clock will continue to run here for the time being, but Carl Junction about to go to the free throw line here for a couple of free throws. Bronner commits the foul. It's Kai Warren to the line, who has 10 points, trying to make it 11 and stop the clock. It's kind of where we are in the game right now, seeing how long the clock will stay on each time. And this time it ran about an extra 15 seconds before Warren makes the first free throw and gets us back under the 30-point margin. Makes them both. He has 12. 74-46 at 5:40 to go. Hand check foul called on Carl Junction. Van Landuit commits the foul. It's the first time I said that name right all night. Here's Tristan Pierce to the line. He has a couple of free throws coming up. And misfires on the first. 74-46. 5:30 to go. Branson's going to pick up win number 8 on the season. Here's a drive to the basket, no good. And Gill with a rebound for Branson. Pierce brings it across midcourt, stumbles for a moment, gets his bounce, gets it back to Gill. Gill wants to drive to the basket, goes back up top to Pierce, over to Bronner, and Bronner is going to be fouled. And because if Bronner would have gone straight up and kept that positioning, he would have got 3 free throws, but instead he went to pass at the last minute when he got fouled, but he will get 2 free throws on the double bonus. First one good by Bronner. Jamison with one more. Misses that one. And it's Warren with the rebound for Carl Junction. Coming up on the 5-minute mark. Warren hands it off to Perkins. Gets it over Van Landuit. Here's a step back shot that's going to be no good and goes over the backboard. More new players in the ball game now for Carl Junction. Malachi Moore, a junior, will check in for the Bulldogs. 4:45, 75-46. Again, the Pirates have 2 games next week. Van Sickle reverse layup here off a nice pass from Aiden Dang. And the lead goes back to 31 and will stay that way as a rebound off a missed 3-point shot. Here's Gill to the basket. He goes in, shoots, and scores. 5 for Gill. And we're going to have a timeout called by Carl Junction. Carl Junction timeout comes at 4:21 to go in the second half. Branson 79-46. Back after this timeout on MoarkSports.com.
Does your car need a good cleaning? Check out Branson Bubbles. They're the hottest new destination with a state-of-the-art car washing experience. Branson Bubbles gets your car, truck, or SUV right back to its shiny self. They're located on Highway 248 right next to the O'Reilly Auto Parts there in Branson. Free vacuums, car care vending, and more. Branson Bubbles is proud to support Branson Athletics. Go Pirates!
A game without a crowd is just a scrimmage. A performance without an audience is just a rehearsal. Without your presence, high school sports and the performing arts aren't possible. Ensure that these essential extracurricular activities continue to enrich the lives of students in Missouri. Purchase a ticket to your local high school's game or performance.
This message presented by the MSHSAA and the Missouri Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
As we come back here, a blocked shot by Branson. They lead at 79-46 as we're coming up with 4 minutes to go here at Branson High School. Branson going to pick up win number 8 on the season. Aiden Dang dribbling the ball around. He's going to step back for 3, and that one's going to be no good. And the board to Carl Junction. Back the other way we go with Kai Warren. Goes under the basket. Inside, ball picked up by Dang. Dang wanting to go coast to coast. He will, and will get fouled, and that'll keep the clock going. It's going to be a 2-shot foul for Aiden Dang. He is one of 3 Pirates in double figures. Good game for Aiden Dang off the bench. Scarborough Goodwin has 24. He picked up a lot of his in the third quarter. In fact, scored 11 in the third quarter. Scarborough with 19. Dang with 10 as he misses the first one. Of course, clock continues to run over a 30-point margin, so that'll pick up the pace in this one substantially as we get down to the final 3 minutes here. One more on the way. And that one is good by Aiden Dang. So he has 11 points. It's 80-46 at 2:40 to go. Carl Junction They've got several new players in the ball game. A collision underneath, no call there. Van Sickle the rebound for Branson, still going down to court, and he double dribbles the basketball. Yeah, it is late in the game, but I think the official missed that one. The ball had been tipped away from Van Sickle. I don't think the official saw that or may have misread the situation, but really makes no difference in a game like this. Here's a shot inside. This is Brian Arhart. He is a sophomore in the game. And now another one of the reserve players for Carl Junction won't head to the free throw line. That's only the 16th foul on Branson. It was off the rebound, so it'll be inbounds for Carl Junction with 1:35 to go. In the lane, shot no good by CJ. That one missed by Jet Holcutt. Gill thought about a three. Instead, Dang has it on the left wing. Dang over to Pierce. Pierce goes to the basket, kicks out to Gill. Gill wants a three. That one's going to be no good. And the rebound brought down by Carl Junction as Beechner has that one. Three in the corner, up. That one no good. Been a while since Carl Junction has scored. Branson's been able to keep this clock going. Pierce in the corner. Gill this time drives and loses the ball out of bounds. Knocked away, and it will stay with the Pirates with 50 seconds to go. Pierce into Bronner for the layup. 82-46, convincing win for Branson here tonight. Probably the last possession of the ball game. And it's going to be a steal for Branson. Dang gets it across the timeline, and Branson could just dribble this one out. Instead, they're going to go ahead, and Bronner's going to throw a three in there. So I guess now that's your final score as Gill rejects a shot at the end of the game. 85-46. As Branson picks up the win. I know a tough homecoming for Justin Polk here at Branson High School. And I think some words exchanged between Justin Polk and Mike Linehan at the end of the ball game. I don't think Justin was happy with those late shots, but, you know, I got to say, you know, you got a player that hardly